Hello, fiber fans, friends, and followers. My name is Beth, and I am here to talk to you about all of the fun yarn fiber stuff that I have gotten into recently. I'm not sure how much there will be on this because I am not very well prepared. I have been focusing on getting ready to go to the meetup that is starting tonight in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Information on that is linked below. If you are watching this after July 28th, you've missed it, so don't even worry about it. I'm sure I will be telling you all of the wonderful, fantastic, fun things that happened during that event next time I record. So another thing that has been distracting me is, of course, another fiber thing. I've been doing a lot of scrolling on my phone, and I think that leaves me less prepared to record and talk to you about things that I've done, because instead of doing, I'm thinking about doing. And one of the things that I scrolled to, I will put it up somewhere, but I have been accepted as a test knitter for a new Isabel Kramer pattern called Alhambra. It is a pullover with some texture. It's done in a sport to DK weight. The original is done in a fingering held together with a mohair. So I was considering getting the yarn that she used, but I believe it has to ship from Italy, and they said there's like a week lead time before it even ships from their shop, and the deadline for this is August 25th, and that gives me less than a month to get a whole pullover done. And I was like, that's not happening in my world. There's no way. I mean, I could try, but I am going to Hoffman Estates to stay there this weekend, and my plan is to visit both Woolen Company, which is in South Elgin, I believe, and Elgin Knitworks, which is in downtown Elgin. So that's very close by to Hoffman Estates. It's like maybe 20 minutes drive or something like that. So I'm excited to go yarn shopping and find something to make this test knit in. So before I go further into that, I want to mention I have been wanting to do this, and I have been forgetting about it. This is the coloring sheet for Texas Peach Knits Knit Along, which is Fluff Your Stash Mal. This is all about using up stash, de-stashing, cleaning and organizing your stash, and things like that. So as you do different things, there are different colors that are assigned to the yarn balls in the bucket, and you try to fill up your bucket with all of the things that you've done, and that makes you eligible for prizes. So you can post it on Instagram, you can email it to Stephanie. I think officially, in order to be eligible for prizes, you do need to email it to her. But I would say, in order to know for yourself, check directly with Stephanie of Texas Peach Knits. And I will link her YouTube channel below. She gives all the details on one of her episodes. Maybe I'll link that specifically, or just her channel. I'm sorry if my eyes keep darting downwards. I just saw my neighbor out in the yard, and he's doing some yard work, and it was just the first I saw him, and now I'm thinking, am I going to have the sound of a lawnmower or something? And I don't want to have to compete with that. Anyhow, So that's Fluff Your Stash Mail. The other thing I wanted to talk about is my plan for what I'm going to be working on at the meetup. So, this is in a bag by Awesome Granny. It's another thing I did this week while I was scrolling. I saw that Bags by Awesome Granny had, I think it was on her Instagram, she said that she was having some kind of a sale. I don't know if that's still going on, but I would say check Bags by Awesome Granny on Instagram to see if maybe you can get in on that. But she had some Christmas ones, and then she also had, what did I get? There was another not Christmas one that I picked up too because it was such a good price. But I am still working on, what is this called? See, I'm so unprepared. This one I showed last time on my episode. I am still working on it. It is a pullover, and I am almost finished with the color work. I have one more row of color work, and I wanted to do that before going to the meetup so that I would be able to just go round and round on this, because once you finish the color work, then you split for sleeves, and then you're good to go. This pattern is Hinterland by Jennifer Steingass. You know, I don't know why I didn't just say, it'll be up here. This is how, like, scattered I am today. I am just, this is bad timing for this. That, like, I want to be feeling energetic and vibrant and ready to see a whole bunch of people, but just the whole food thing that I have. Speaking of which, I know I had said that I would talk about my health issues on a future episode, and I thought, I don't want to do that yet because I feel like I'm not quite out of the woods. I don't really have full answers. But something I did watch recently was, I don't know if you're familiar with Roots and Refuge. I mentioned them before on my channel, but Jessica Sowards and her husband Maya are homesteaders, and she had talked about on an episode, she did like a full hour on her health issues, and there are a lot of similarities that I have with her, but some pretty big differences too. So I will link that episode below. And just be warned that, you know, she talks about some very specific things that are very personal to her and very, like, if you get squeamish about things that happen with our bodies and women's bodies, then I would say refrain from watching it. But mine, I don't know that mine is so much women focused as it is just digestive focused. So there's that. And I had hip replacement surgery, and that, fantastic, you guys. I am feeling like I am moving around like it never even happened. The only thing, I feel like I do have some limited mobility still, but they told me this would be like 6 months to a year until I felt like I was really fully back to myself, in that respect. But I'm good with, you know, I mean, really, I can't do the splits, you know, like stuff like that. Like, do I need to? No. But like lifting my leg to put my pants on has been, you know, something that's more difficult now or more painful, but I can do it. And I need to be careful about it. So anyway, gosh, I got far away from what I was talking about. So this is Hinterland by Jennifer Steingass. I will be working on this at the meetup. for my Christmas in July project, and hopefully I can get it to that round and round point before I leave. I don't know, because if I want to edit this video and upload it before I leave, that gives me very limited time to knit. And we'll see what happens. Another thing that I wanted to show you is this book, Complete Crochet Handbook. It is by Hetty Burkhart, Hilbig, and Simon. That's what it says here. Evelyn Hetty Burkhart, Betty, it's spelled B-E-A-T-E, Hilbig, and Beatrice Simon. This is a very comprehensive book about crochet. I picked this up at the library right before, I think, Shark Week, to look at it and see if I could get some ideas for how to do things for that crochet cardigan that I'm working on. And I think this is an amazing reference book. So this is one that I think, like, I would love to own this. Who knows, maybe I will seek that out once it is due back to the library. And there was something else that my brain went to while I was picking up the book. Oh, I know what it was. I haven't mentioned what I'm wearing. This is a pattern by Knitty McPurly, and I'm going to have to look this up too. You know what? It'll be up here. Remember I said that about the other pattern? I can do that. Yes. It'll be up here. I knit this over a year ago, and I wore it to the meetup last year. So I thought, you know what? This is a nice short sleeve top. It's good to wear to an activity that will be indoors in air conditioning. But I did a little twirl in it earlier so that you can see that what the fit looks like today, even a year later. I wear this to school every so often. Every time I wear this, I get compliments on it. People are like, oh my gosh, did you make that? It's amazing. And I'm like, this was really fast and easy. So definitely, it's in a DK weight yarn. This is all Knitty McPurly yarns. The green is called Meadow. The blue is, I forget. It'll be below. You guys will see it. If you're interested, look below. I think that's all of the little things I wanted to mention. Before I get to some of the new to me stuff. So remember I said that I am going to be test knitting Alhambra. This is a new pattern by Isabel Kramer. That's what I said at the beginning, in case you maybe missed it because you were rinsing a dish or something like that. Something I do sometimes and miss what people say in podcasts, and I'm like, what are they talking about? So anyhow, speaking of Knitty McPurly, I have some Knitty McPurly yarn. Oh, I didn't realize this fluff was Knitty McPurly. I knew this was, but I didn't know this was. So I'm a little confused with myself. So this is also Meadow. It looks a lot lighter, doesn't it? This is on her fingering weight yarn. I want to say this is Frankfurt fingering. And this is Stockholm Suri silk. So these are a possibility. Here, I'm going to show it in the cakes. Are a possibility for the Alhambra. I had initially bought these for the garden cardigan. I'll put that up here because I don't remember who it was by. Here is this stitch pattern is what's in the garden cardigan. And then one day this purpley yarn, this was leftovers from a pair of socks that I made. And I thought, oh, what would that look like duplicate stitched over the lace work? And that was just, I was playing. But I believe I did get gauge for the garden cardigan in this. I just have not had time to cast it on yet. So that's why that is like that. And, okay, so let's see. Oh, this other color is not Knitty McPurly. This is Barnyard Knits. It is their sock fingering. It's a 75-25% merino and nylon superwash, and it is in the Avocado colorway. So that's what this is. So this one that I showed in the cake, not Knitty McPurly. This one though is, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm all over the place because I was totally unprepared today. But the reason this sort of came to be the way it did, taking things out of the bag. Okay, first let me show this. So this is a bag with a clear pocket. And isn't it pretty? I got this at YarnCon. And it is from Mid Mitten Designs. I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I love it. So my YarnCon haul, that's what I wanted to show you. This one you may have seen before if you saw my episode with the test knit that I showed. I want to say it was 2 or 3 episodes ago. It was a test knit by Mid Mitten Designs, and I don't remember this. Seashell Sweater Light. I got it, I think. If not, it'll be in one of these spots. So I have this. I had 3 of these. I used 2 of them in that seashell sweater. But I had it to go with this. So this was my plan for the garden cardigan. This one is Why Not Fibers, and it is in her Shetlandia buff base. The colorway is Moss, and this is a very rustic feeling, non-superwash sport weight yarn. And I thought that I was going to be able to do a sport weight held together with a lace weight to get gauge for the garden cardigan. Did not happen. Did not happen. Although I think these 2 together would make a really nice combination. A very nice green. I'm going to have to see if I can get more of this to go with this for some other pattern. I'm guessing, like, I don't remember now. I don't have the swatch in here. I don't know what I did with my original swatch that I was so far off gauge with, but I really like, I love Why Not Fibers. They are really good. They've been at YarnCon the last 2 years, and I follow them on Instagram, and I think they do a lot of shows around the country. So that's where you usually find them, but you can also order from their website. So I will have that linked below for you. The other thing I bought, it was, I gotta tell you, we went to lunch. There was, so we went and we wandered through YarnCon, like did a loop, and we didn't see everything. We didn't go down to the bottom floor and everything like that. So we were hungry. We went out to the, they have food trucks there, and we were late getting out there. So the food trucks were running out of things and getting ready to go. So we were like, okay, what restaurants are nearby? So we went to, there was a nearby craft brewery, and it was great. They had really good things. So we went there, we had lunch, we had a beer, and we went back to YarnCon, and of course we were all a little happier after that. And so this was the first place we ran into, what is it called? Purl Talk, Purl, of course. And the name of this yarn, Soxy thing, when I saw that, I was like, I have to have some Soxy thing. That is such a clever name. I love it. I just thought, yes, I gotta have this. And what I wanted is this tonal color so that I could do something that has texture to it. So either that, or I could use this as like the background color with a self-striping, because I have seen so many patterns that have that whole idea to it, where you've got a self-striping and a solid kind of playing together in a really cool pattern. So we'll see what this wants to become someday. It will become something. So that's all of my YarnCon haul. I have like, I think I have 6 of these, and it was really funny. I was upstairs with Colleen of Selfish Knitter, and we were looking down at my friends Julie and Chris, and like we weren't sure if they were coming upstairs, or we were just kind of seeing like what was going on downstairs. And I could see the booth of Why Not Fibers right by them, and I could see the massive hole in their display where all of these skeins came from. Oh, not that one. But yeah, it was just this big hole in the display that I created by like loading up my arms with all the yarn that I would need for this project. And I got their attention, Julie and Chris, and I was like, see that hole? That's me. But they very shortly after that, they filled it in with some other yarn and made it look like brand new. So like, what professionals. Everything was just beautiful. YarnCon was great, well run. They opened the doors right at 10 o'clock, which is, last year and this year, we stood in line waiting to go in right at the opening just to, kind of beat the crowds and everything. And still, we went for a late lunch. I think it was like 1 o'clock. We were heading out to find food, and still it was like we had more to see. So it's a great fiber festival, fiber fair, whatever you want to call it. But I highly recommend YarnCon to anybody who wants to go. no fee to get in. Just go and shop and see your friends. And a lot of people kind of hang out and talk in the aisles and stuff like that. It can get a little crowded, get a little slow, but it's a great thing to go to. The only thing, like, if I could ask for anything more, it would be have more seating so that some of us can just sit down and knit for a while. And there is some, not a lot though. And it's kind of hard to find a place to eat sometimes too. Last year we ate and it was pretty crowded for eating, but we managed to find seats. So it was not awful. It was good. It was fine. All worked out well in the end. So as you can see with my rambling, my brain is not fully here today. And that has been the chief complaint that I have had about my health and my digestive system and everything. And I know it's very closely related to my digestion. So this is one of those things where it's like, nothing I can do about it. Once I get there, I'm, and maybe I need to go back to my doctor and see if there's anything he can help me through. He really seemed to have no idea what my problem was. Like he put me on an antibiotic. The antibiotics made me feel tremendously better. And once I finished the antibiotics, that was it, you know, and I knew too, taking them that I was like, as soon as this is over, my brain is back to mush. And it was food things. In fact, Chris from my knit group is the one who suggested to me that eliminating FODMAPs might be something I should look into. FODMAP. And like, I am so grateful to her for like presenting that to me, because I had never even heard of this. I didn't know what could be a problem. And I have found this is at least part of my problem. So anyhow, that's what little I know about my health. I'm still in the middle of it. Yesterday I ate some peanuts, and I've been tracking every single thing I eat, you guys. I've been tracking everything I eat, everything I drink. I've been tally marking like water, and I drink some soda. Diet Dr. Pepper is my beverage of choice. And so I hash mark every time I drink those. But what I've been noticing recently is a pattern between my energy level and like mental clarity and peanuts. Yesterday, was it yesterday? See, this is the mental clarity. I had some peanuts, and I was like, you know, it had been a while since I had had any, and I had been writing on my little, I've been writing like about my energy level and my mental clarity on this, you know, this is part of my spreadsheet. Like, am I alert? Am I sleepy? And you know what I haven't added to it is exercise, but I've been doing yoga, and that's going really well, but it doesn't seem to affect anything as far as I can tell. So, I think peanuts may be a problem that I didn't know was a problem. So now I need to remember to stay away from them. So anyway, and then I also ate a handful of walnuts last night. I'm wondering if that's a problem too. I don't know. So that's my health. Sorry it's so weird and slow and no flow. But I also want to point out this right here. Do you see this yarn here? That is yarn that was hand dyed by my husband probably at least a year ago. And the reason I have that there is because I had asked if there was going to be any kind of knit along happening for the meetup this year. And so somebody said that unofficially there was going to be a Stephen West knit along, and they said it's very unofficial. So I was like, oh, I was just organizing my PDF files, and I found that I had a Stephen West pattern in my PDFs. So I thought, hey, I could knit this. And I think it really, for me, is just FOMO, fear of missing out. I always want to be, oh, other people are doing this, I want to do it too. And so I think I need to stop. I'm very impulsive. I'm very impulsive. I go, oh, Stephen West, we're doing Stephen West. Okay, I want to do Stephen West. Okay, for some reason, my camera stopped. I can see that there's still a few minutes left on it that I should be able to record, so I don't know why it did that. But I was talking about my fear of missing out on the Stephen West knit along at the very unofficial Stephen West knit along that people would be doing for the meetup that is happening in Hoffman Estates this weekend. And so I happen to have these yarns here that I had kind of arranged in a fade, which this Stephen West pattern that I came across has a whole dip stitch thing. It's a wrap that was done in dip stitches. I'll put the pattern information up here. I think I must have gotten this pattern for free because this does not look like something that I would have bought. I don't know. I don't know where I got the pattern. It was just in my PDFs as I was organizing things. I have had just in my Google Drive, I have like all these patterns in PDF format, and I decided I need to make folders and I need to arrange them into folders. Otherwise, I'm never going to find anything I want. So I started doing that this week. I still need to work on that. But I found this Stephen West pattern and I decided to jump in with both feet. And then I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's only FOMO. I have no desire to have that wrap. I would probably never wear that wrap. I have a bit of a desire to knit it just to be able to say, look, I did this whole thing. But that also reminds me, I am just like so impulsive sometimes. And like, even with like the Stephen West, is it called the Secret Sock Along or something like that? I saw that he was starting that, and it took everything in me to not buy the pattern. And then on the first day that he released the video to show how you do his first clue, I thought to myself, I'm glad I didn't buy this. And I think if you did it in the right colors, it would look really nice. But Stephen West does things, I feel like he tries to invent new things for every knit along that he does. And sometimes I just don't need something new. Just I put things together in a way that look good, but it doesn't have to be new and innovative every single time. I don't know. I get it. I get it. That's his thing. And I think that, you know, people would be disappointed if there wasn't something new and innovative in each of his patterns. But I don't think every step of the way needs to be like, look, I did things differently than anyone ever has before. So that's just my thing. And you know, I'm fine with cuff down, toe up, either way. But he did it differently, in case you're not aware. So I'm gonna stop there because, like, I've just gone into too many things that I don't need to. So I hope that I get to see a lot of you at the I hope that I get to see a lot of you at the meetup today and the rest of this weekend. And I am looking forward to chatting with a lot of people and seeing what everybody is knitting. If you're not coming to the meetup, or even if you are, tell me what you like to work on when you go to retreats and knitting gatherings and things like that. I'm very interested to know what other people like to do. So, do you like to challenge yourself to do something, whatever you happen to be working on, or do you just try to get things to the easy spot and do your knit thing? Because that's what my plan is this time. And until next time, remember to, what do I say at the end? Survive and thrive, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.